All right, what is up, everybody? Here we go again. Slightly altered setup today, so hopefully everything's still working out good audio-wise. Let's move the microphone a little closer here, I think. Hang on one second. A little closer, but not in the shot, right? Okay, here we go. Hell yeah, Coco type. How you doing, buddy? How's your weekend been? And hang on, I gotta rearrange some tiles here because they're overlapping. Hold on one second. I was literally just looking at your Discord going, I hope compile stream. Yeah, actually, so funny enough, I am transitioning some settings around on some things, and it's messing with the schedule. So I don't even know if it turned up on the Twitch schedule, but yeah, we are, and it's happening. And actually, what I meant to do was to have it so that it sends to the Compile Swift Discord when I start streaming. I don't know if that actually happened. I'm playing with these settings. What I'm actually doing is trying to set up OBS as opposed to Streamlabs so that I can use Restream and setting all that stuff up, right? That's the technical, boring detail, fun part of it. Anyway, how's everyone doing? How was your weekend? Tell me all about it. All right, move the lower thirds across. So hopefully it's not gonna do that. And your go live notification didn't even say something about planets. I know, right? I know. I fixed it. You know what? This week I was hoping that I fixed the notification. I have reconfigured. I've got a new arm here. Um, for the camera on it with the light coming off to the side. So hopefully no reflection in the glasses, fingers crossed. And the camera is actually a little bit further back and a little bit higher up above the monitors. So that's why the angle is a little different. Not that anyone cares, I'm sure. But it means I got to remove a bunch of wires and a bunch of tripods all sitting behind my monitors here. So hopefully it's good. We'll see. And we're going to do something here. We started the Get a Job Tracker with the first session last week. We're going to continue that this week, but we're going to start from scratch because I'll get into it in a second why. Let's see. Coco type. I spent today fixing an undermount sink that suddenly became more undermounted. Oh dear, than it was supposed to be. Yeah, that's probably not a good thing. You know, little bit more tape. Hold that thing up there. Just saying. I have. Let's see. What did I do this weekend? So, recorded a couple of new podcast episodes. They're in the edit bay. I did a bunch of work on the game and wrote some blog posts over on peterwidham.com for that. What else did I do? I was learning a bit more about Unreal Engine and reconfiguring the scenes for this and cleaning everything. I cleaned all my monitors. I cleaned the keyboards. I got this. I'm not going to show it on the stream because it's really noisy, but I got this awesome blower for cleaning, well, anything really, but specifically I got it for the keyboards and stuff. And it's way more powerful than canned air. It's amazing. But gosh, it's loud. You got the Elmer's glue and it all seems fine now. Oh, perfect. That's exactly what you need. Yeah, wait. How high up do I have to go? There you go. All right. So let's crack into this a little bit here, I guess. The short story behind this, I was playing around. You know, I'm one of those things, I always go to the same templates when I create a new Xcode app, and I'm like, let's try something different. So earlier today, I think it was, I was playing around and I was thinking about the stream we were going to continue our work on this app. And I was thinking about data persistence. And that's when I was like, all right, well, you know, the original plan was JSON and everything else. But then I thought, you know what? I've never tried CoreData under SwiftUI. And I've used CoreData before on a UIKit app, but it's like, let's try it. And the template out of the box in Xcode is so good that actually it did most of the work that we need to do on that app for us when it comes to data persistence. So I think we're going to start over and try and do it with that and take advantage of CoreData in there as opposed to JSON and other stuff. Not going to do it with using CloudKit for right now, but we're going to take a look at it here and do it with CoreData, because out of the box, the CRUD, right? Create, read, update, delete, it's all there. And I mean, that's pretty much most of what we need in this app. So we're gonna do this here, right? We'll create a new Xcode project, and hopefully, let me know, by the way, if the audio levels are okay. So yeah, we're gonna create an iOS app, right? Same as before, but this time we're gonna use CoreData. We're gonna leave that checked. So we'll call this get a job tracker. We use the same name. That's fine, right? But hang on, I need to delete because it's all gonna, there you go. And here's the old one, by the way. I've moved that over there. We've just called it not CD for now. So not gonna create the Git repository just yet. We'll go create. Let's get this thing up here. So out of the box, immediately I was like, ooh, this is a lot of code here. What is all this code? But it's gonna do exactly what we want. So I'm not, if I go ahead and I'm going to hit resume, so we're not going to do anything. I'm going to talk through this template here a little bit as I was playing with it earlier and how easy it is to mess with this template too. And I think my good friend Leo Dion, Empower Apps, from the Empower Apps Show podcast, check it out. I think he just did an episode on CoreData and SwiftUI. I could be wrong. I thought I saw a notification for that, so I'm going to check that out. So out of the box, right, this is what you get. We've got the content view here. We'll go through this in a second. But more importantly, it creates this persistence class and has everything we need in here, right? And a lot of documentation. Now, one thing you're going to say is, well, where is this sample data coming from, right? Because it's not down here in the preview or anything like that. It actually is coming in from this right here, right? So it's going to create 10 items. So if I change this to say 5 and save it, go back over to content view, you're going to see this will update itself here in a second, and we'll get 5. Now, if I run the app, just so you can see it, let's get that first run out the way, because that's always a little bit more painful, right? Actually, we don't want to run it on my iPhone because you won't see that. Let's do iPhone 13. We'll let that spin up. All right, there we go. So when it runs, because that's preview data, there's not going to be anything there, right? That's exactly what we want. You're going to get your blank screen of nothing. So just wanted to show you that. But when we run it in here, let me just make that a little smaller. There you go. When we run it in here, you get a couple of nice things. So the reason I was like, wow, we should just go with this, right? Because you, first of all, let's run this here, right? And then we're gonna do this, and we'll go swipe to delete. So you're gonna get your swipe to delete, fantastic. You're gonna get your edit, right? And do that to delete, even better. And you're gonna get a plus button, which is just gonna add a row. We're gonna tweak this. We're gonna change this, obviously. But the point is, it's all there. And if I, it is persistent. So you're not going to see that persistence here, obviously, but it is persistent. So I was like, you know what? I mean, this is done what we need here. Now, if you click on one of these, it's just going to go to a view and show you the text, and we'll get into that over here. But again, it's like, well, you know what? This is pretty much the description of our MVP, but we need to add all the items. So it's like, we should totally do this for CoreData. So that's what we're going to do. And let's go through the code here now. So like I said, this persistence class, I don't need to touch anything here right now. I'm just going to leave it alone, right? But it's going to set up and take care of all of that for us. If you're not familiar with CoreData, the sort of the brief version description of this is, it's not a database. Let's get that out of the way. First of all, that's the common misconception. It's not a database. It is a whole bunch of objects that get persisted. And they get persisted, and then you've got what's called the management context, and that keeps track of all the changes to those objects. And then those objects are sent back, and the persistence layer, it takes care of all of that for you and then stores it, right? So again, this is the beauty of using this for our app, right? For our simple purposes. Let's get into the code here. So we don't need to do anything with our core data because it's set up for us here, right? We got this items, which is our core data items. We've got our navigation view. We've got our list view, which is going to leap through each of those items, including the deletion here for the swiping, right? We've got a toolbar with an edit button and a plus button, right? We got those there. And then down here, we got some functions, some methods to take care of the stuff, right? So when we hit the add button, it's going to create a new item, and you're going to see, we'll get into it in a minute. All it's got at the moment is one data field, which is in the model, which is a date time stamp, right? You're seeing it here. And of course, if there's an error, it's going to take care of that. Delete, it's going to do the reverse. It's going to look at the one you've got, you selected, to delete, and delete it. Brilliant, right? Why make it hard for ourselves? We don't need to write any of this code. Fantastic. So that's what we got going on there. So we're just going to take advantage of this because we don't need to make life harder than it needs to be. Again, you got to remember, when you're making apps and things like that, the idea is the end product, right? Only people who see your code and other developers and things like that, other folks, are going to appreciate the beauty of what's making it powered. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's what the users need that they care about, and that's the end product, right? The users don't care what happens under the hood with all this stuff. So there is no shame in taking advantage of a template like this instead of writing it yourself. Yes, you should understand what's going on with it all, but again, this is all about, getting things up and running quickly, and also you can learn from the code that's here. So that's what all this is. This is our core data stuff here, right? Let's go down here. So we've got our list view. This is nothing new to us, right? It's a list with a for each loop for each of the objects in the items. Go through, make a link, and when it goes through that navigation link, when you click it, it's just going to show that text right there. That is that view, right? So that line there, line 24, let me run this. Line 24 is this display, right? And sorry, hang on, let me back up. Right, so there it is there. And that's just in line. We're going to change that. But again, this just works out of the box for us, right? So if you, for example, just to show you, right, we could just put details view here. We'll run it again. Right? It's just a view. All that's in there is a view. Obviously, we don't want this in line eventually, but I wanted to make it clear how that works. And then down here, this label that you see here, right, on this list, that's this one right here. Now, it does have a formatter for formatting the timestamp, and that's down here, right? That's fine. I mean, that's a usual everyday thing with the date timestamp. So that's what's going on there. Now, going back up, right, so let's talk about the data here briefly before we start changing what we see on the screen and what we need it to be for our app, and we know what the MVP looks like for that. Let's go over to this one right here, this icon here, get a job tracker. This is the for all intents purposes, the core data file, right? This is the data, and you can see here, this is the model. Usual formatter, sure, but there's cool new stuff now. Yeah, I mean, this is just what you get at the template. You're absolutely right. And we're not going to have that on there like that anyway, but just wanted to explain what that was. So there's only, in the model right now, there's only one thing, a timestamp, right? Okay, we do need that, but we don't want to call it timestamp. So we're going to break some things to make it do what we need it to do. And one of the things we needed to do, right, you may recall here, we're going to add some extra items. So we're going to have a title for the row, and that's going to be on here. We're going to say that's a string, We wanted the company name, right? So the company name, and that's going to be a string. And the order here doesn't really matter. We also wanted the date created, which is going to replace this one here, right? So actually, you know what we can do? We can literally just change this one to date created, right? So every time we create a new item, it's now going to be called date created, but it's here and it's going to populate for us. We're also going to have another one, which is date modified, or actually, let's call this date updated, right? And it's going to be a date. So we've got a title, we've got the company name, and you know what? Hang on, give me 1 second. Let me bring up the documentation that we wrote here last week for the MVP list for the items. Give me 1 second. Come on. Wow, it's taking a while. Come on. Shouldn't take this long. Even with Xcode running. There we go. Okay. So let's... Oh, I'm dropping my bottles all over the place. Let's look at this list here. Right? Let's rearrange our windows a bit. So I'm trying to get everything to fit. Come on, Xcode. There you go. Okay, so you can see here's our items that we listed for the MVP requirements. The name, the date created, the date updated, the this one actually the application expires. I don't think we need that, so I'm going to take that one out. But we did have a URL for the job site, but I'm just going to call this one a URL here, and let's make that a string for now, but that we can update this later. And then we have the name of the company, company website. I'm not sure if we need that one either. I was thinking about this. I'm gonna take that one out as well. But we do have, oops, that was not what I wanted. There you go. We have a contact name, which is also a string, contact email. And all we're doing here, just think of this as like when you're creating properties, right? You're just listing properties in a struct, for example. So contact email is a string. We're just literally defining the model. And then I did think of a new one, which is contact. I'm going to put contact phone in case we need the phone number, right? And then actually, I did have put that one on there. And then finally, notes, which will be a notes field, right? So this is our model updated for this. We're going to say this now. One thing we want to look at here, though, is over here. See, for example, here where it's optional. We're saying whether these are optional or not. There are some that we don't want to have as optional. Notes can be optional. Company name. And this is weird. Maybe someone understands this. I don't know why I have to click on that and then click away to get this to update in Xcode. Who knows? Contact email can also be optional. Contact name, again, can be optional. Same with the phone number. The date created, since that's automatically populated, it's set as optional, but actually we don't want it optional, right? Updated could be optional because we may not have updated it since we originally did it. We're also going to say, nope, the title for each of our listings should not be optional. The URL, though, can be optional, but at the very least, we should give it a date created and a title. Everything else could be optional at this stage, although realistically, that's not the way you're going to use this because you're going to put data in, right? For at least some of these fields. There wouldn't be much point in saying, CEO of Apple created it today, right? You're going to want more details than that, but those are the required fields. And let's just make sure I didn't miss any here. so over here, I'm just gonna change this one just to keep our documentation and change that to title for item. Okay. So that has all of those. Let's kill off craft. We don't need that anymore. We've got our list in here. Now, for these changes to take effect, right, we're going to save the file. We'll close this now. So that's our model. But if you was to try and use it at this point, you're going to get some errors because some of these fields, of course, don't exist anymore, right? Timestamp, we changed the name and we created some new ones. However, it's also worth noting that at this time, you know, the autocomplete and checker here doesn't know that. So the first thing that I always do is it's gonna fail, but I'm gonna create a quick build so that it reads in and understands those changes I made in the model, right? And now that I've done that, we're gonna fix our errors. So we know it's not called timestamp. Now, the reason that I did that build though is so that when I go item dot, and I'm going to go date created on there, right? We need to get a successful build at some point here, but we know that that's what this needs to be. So I'm just going to fix this. All right, and you're still going to get errors because there's going to be other ones, but we're just going to, oops. We're just going to fix those, right? And if I go over here, hang on, there it is. There's a couple more. Yeah, here you go. So I'm just going to go through and replace these, right? Because again, we changed the model. So of course this code's going to be like, look, WTF, right? So we're just going to change each of these very quickly. All right, now that the build succeeded, let's go back over here. So let's say, for example, here, well, this is all well and good, but this isn't going to help us. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down and say, all right, you know what? The line here in each of these lines, the first thing I'm going to want to show, and this is where I was impressed how easy it was to do this with SwiftUI and CoreData as compared to, say, like UIKit, where it was way more painful than this, right? So I'm going to say, right, item, and as I do a dot, and I want title, right? And because I did that build and it was successful, it now understands the changes we made to the model, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Now, so I can show the title here. Just going to save this. We'll resume this. Actually, I think I got an error. Yeah. So in case it's blank, which it won't be because it's required, but to satisfy that and make it happy, let's do this. Uh-oh. That did that to me earlier. Oh, come on. You didn't do that to me earlier. Hang on. What's going on? Title, yep. I didn't, oh, yeah. Oh, geez. Come on, Xcode. Why not use camel case for the properties? Yeah, you could. Why not? I don't think it gives it any issues. Right now, I just want this to not crash. Oh, I know why. Nobody spotted it. Nobody spotted it. Not even me. Because let's put these in a VStack. We can't have two top-level items like that. See, none of you spotted it. And even Xcode's like, I'm just going to keep crashing until you fix this. Save it. Oh, God, please, Xcode. Oh, my gosh. Try again. And am I just going to have to reopen Xcode here? Or did I, oh wait, did I get something wrong in the persistence file here? Did I not change something? This worked earlier. I was messing around. What doesn't it like? New item, date created equals date, yeah. That is right. Did I name that correctly? Yeah, date created. Trying to load the persistent store and you didn't do a migration. I didn't have to earlier for this. Oh, you know what? Hang on. But I also think earlier I cleaned the build folder. Oh, Xcode, would you credit? Oh, good Lord. I didn't have this problem earlier. Because, you know, works when you're not live streaming. I should have known as soon as I went live that this is like, nah, I worked all day until now. What does the crash log say? You keep clicking away from it too fast. Because it worked. The reason I'm not looking at it is this worked earlier just fine. And I'm going to hate Xcode for the next 10 minutes. And that should just work. Oh, actually, wait. I've got an idea what will fix this. Even though I didn't have this issue. Hang on. Let me go back over here. Since maybe it's because I said the title equals there. There you go. Maybe earlier on when I was messing around, I didn't set the title to be required. Okay. When attempted to save, or what is the error? Yeah, no, it's when it's generating the preview content. That's why it's only doing it there, preview content. Okay, so we got that. All right. Now, what we don't see here, though, is the title. Hang on. I want to check something here, some text. There you go. Okay, so that shows. So the fact that we don't have a title there. Should say no title, but okay. Well, actually, since the title's blank, hang on, let's make it clear to ourselves what this is. So this is a preview title. There you go. Oh, okay. Now, we want to make this stand out a little better. So we're going to make this one a title, but I don't really want it to be too big. And I got a feeling that's going to be too big. Oh, sorry, that's the detail view. So maybe let's play with these. Title 2 feels a little better. Yeah, there you go. Now for this one, we want to use a different style. And so important to point out, that's kind of the data persistence and data part set up for this app, right? Now we're just going to set this up with a layout like we had last week when we were doing this. So let's try footnote, because I want to have the date time, but I only really need it small. And I don't really need the time here. I don't feel like we need to see that here. So I'm not sure for the timestamps, none. Just really want the date. There you go. Now notice the funky layout here. We've got to fix that too. But this feels a little better, right? Again, beauty of this is, look, we're now just messing with SwiftUI stuff as opposed to all the nightmare that you hear folks say about CoreData. Well, this template's taking care of it for us. So we're good to go here, right? Now, what we do need to do, though, is change the alignment. So for this one, we're going to want it to be leading so that it all looks a little more pleasing. Oh, hang on, sorry. Does help to delete the extra content. There you go. Right. So now this is looking a little better, right? So we've got the title, some other details that we can put in this listing, but you really want to keep this simple. But I think what might be important is, as we're laying these out here, I may want to know the date when it was last modified, in as much as when it was created. And the reason I'm thinking of that is because a feature that might be handy in the future is to say, hey, a checkbox or something that says, if I haven't updated this thing in 7 days, highlight, get my attention on the screen somehow, right? So we may want to have, something like, we could just put it in line, actually. I think, let's just take that out of there. See if I can't screw this up completely. Requires a string inherit from what did I miss? Oh. Actually, I think that I'm thinking of a different language that I was working in earlier. Yeah, okay. Hang on. Let's just put that back. Don't break. Please don't break. Thank you. Okay. I need another drink here. You know what? I'm going to stop here for a second to go grab another drink because I don't think you want me coughing all over the thing. And I have just had a thing going on. Allergies. Give me 1 second and I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. And if you want to use caps, you can use caps. More whiskey. Yeah, right? That's going to happen. Oh, that would make things way more interesting. Like, tune back in 2 hours' time and see how it's going. I'll be right back. All right. Well, we went with soda instead of everything else. Okay. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. So we've got the date created. But before I forget, let me put this in here. Let's put the date modified too. Shouldn't need to. Value of type fetch item has no member date modified because did I call it something else? I think I did date updated, right? Yeah. So that's true. All right. Oh. I think I messed something up. Hang on. Give me a chance, Xcode, to fix it before you just keep splashing crash signs in front of my face. You're going to crash again, aren't you? I just know you are. Yep. So I actually don't want to just, I don't like force unwrapping. So we're going to do that instead. What? Value or type string to, oh. Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe we'll just, but if I force it, I know what's going to happen. Yeah. Yeah. What we should do, though, you know, we should go over to our persistence here and keep this up to date. So I'm actually going to set the date updated so that it's not empty to the same when we create this new, well, this is just for the preview, but when you create a new item, and we'll get into that when we do the new item button, but we should set it to the same. And then please just give me empty. That's fine. It won't be empty, but fine. Well, actually, you know, hang on. Since it's not going to be empty, why can't I now just force unwrap it? Oh, jeez. Because you can. All right, I'm not going to read all that because I got a feeling I know where I'm going with this. Force unwrapping is when you use your Jedi powers to open birthday presents. Oh wait, there's my next April Fool's Day redemption instead of hot sauce. Dude, yeah, that will be way more pleasant than hot sauce if you do the whiskey one instead. All right, you know what? I really want to get onto the adding here. So for now, I'm going to take that out. Down here on the add-in, when you add out of the box this template, when you add an item, right here, right? It's just putting in the date right now. Well, we want the new item to have a title as well. So let's just have new item there so that when we run it, right, new item, you get the idea. Great. But I also want to fix up so we have, like we did last week, these buttons. So my add button should be a plus dot circle dot fill. That's the one we had last week. And I don't know, I don't like edit button being after the plus there. But it just seems weird to me. Just saying. And I'm not even sure that I like having the edit button on there. Actually, you know what? Since you can just swipe to delete it, I'm actually just going to comment that out and have the plus button for now. Let's run this in the simulator. There you go. Okay, so plus new item. Now, because this is on the simulator, just want to show you here, right? We're gonna kill that app, and if I now load it, there's your data persistence built in. Thank you very much, CoreData, right? So again, this is, you know, this is taking care of that for us. Coco Type says Twitch bans dangerous consumption of alcohol or other substances that lead to being incapacitated. But I should be good if I have the same hard cap as I did with the hot sauce. Yeah, how is, based on seeing what happened to you in that stream with the hot sauce, how is that not classified as a dangerous substance? Because it sure as hell looked like it. Right? Maybe I'm wrong, but it sure as hell looked dangerous to me. Dangerous and likely to make you cry. Okay, so anyway, we got our data persistence there, right? So great, we got all this going on for us. Now, for the add item, of course, we don't want what's going on here. And I was thinking about this, and we'll see if you're all in agreement with us in the chat room here. But I think, you know, you're going to hit the plus button. It's going to pop up a sheet that you can either dismiss and change your mind, or you fill it in and save it. That's what I think. And also because then it gives us a nice little animation of the pop-up sheet, right? That's what I think should happen. I mean, that hot sauce is totally a dangerous substance. I don't know how they got it in there without it melting the glass, I tell you. All right, okay. Now, I know it's not too fancy looking. Again, we'll fix that up once we've got everything working here. But let's add our new view. Let's do a new file. We'll do a SwiftUI view. And we are going to add let's call it the add item view. Right. Now that we've got that, actually, I'm curious about something. If I go back over to my content view here, hit resume, and where is it? Hang on, I'll find it. That's the one I'm looking for. On the navigation link, if I just use my add item view and run it, although I know that's, I just want to see what'll happen for the, yeah, okay, great. So for our detail view, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we'll fix that. But on the add item view here, it just basically adds right in line. Although, again, with animation, thank you, SwiftUI. So we want this to happen, but we want this all to happen from our pop-up sheet, not just, you know, add this in and then force me to edit it, force me to enter the details and then save it. So let's start here. Let's go over to our add item view. Let's prepare this a bit. We're going to have, let's start adding this here. Text field. One thing that would be nice, and I haven't looked into this, and I don't think Sorcery Pro does this, but you could probably set it up. I don't know, I'm not that good with it. When I add a text field and I need to have a bindable string, that it just automatically created the bindable string for me at the same time, and I can fill it in. But, you know. So let's go up here. We're going to add well, actually, we don't even really need that one, right? Can we get away with Whoops. Sorry, you're right. I was writing some C. This is funny, not really. I was working on my game earlier, and so I was writing a lot of C# all day, and I kept putting in va, 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 and I'm like, oh, I don't need to do that. And now I got the opposite problem. I'm not putting it in. So anyway, told you it wasn't funny. Yeah, just please. And then we'll just have, I put it in there. Oh, come on. Oh, sorry. So we can see for layout purposes. There we go. Happy now? You happy now? Thank you, Xcode. Okay. Padding. Not sure on the pop-up. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so we got the title. You know what? Hang on. I've never really messed with that too much. Let's just... How ugly is it? Yeah, it's pretty ugly, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Let's add a corner radius of 5. If I do 1, and if I add the padding, man, that's ugly, isn't it? But I just want to see it from a layout. I want to see as I'm laying this out. So as ugly as that is, it actually helps me from a layout perspective while I'm building this. We'll get rid of it later, don't worry. Okay, so we got the title. We're gonna save ourselves some trouble here. And this one is gonna be well, actually, I really should. I guess I really should add some labels here. So let's see how bad this looks as we go. Probably add the spacing later. Cannot find string. Yeah, but I bet you can find string. What? Sorry. What do you got against this? Oh my God. Get the feeling that Xcode just doesn't like me today. SwiftLint would take issue with that, but okay. Can confirm Xcode does not like code that crashes. Yeah, it's a shame about that code that's in Xcode that causes Xcode to crash as well, that we didn't write. Not that that would happen. If I was brave, I'd be doing this with the new Xcode beta, but I'm not that brave. I like to crash release code as opposed to beta code. Let's make this. Let's see. Title 3. I think title 3 will be all right once it gets in context. Let's see. All right, that'll do. That'll do on that for a minute. We've got a couple of items on our ad view. That's what I needed, right? Let's add a button. Let's add our button in here as well. Right, our action and our label. Which will be some text. Let's just call it save for now. We'll fix up the way this looks once we got it working. Let's go back over to our content view. Let's now add our pop-up sheet to display that. All right. Give me 1 second here because I need to take care of something. So I'll be right back. All right. Oh, hang on. Look at him with his fancy be right back. All right. Okay, let's add our sheet here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so how does this work? Now, this is actually, again, another thing made somewhat easier by SwiftUI. So we're going to get into this. But I'm going to save myself some trouble here. All right, let's put this. We need all that stuff there. Let's leave that there. Actually, you know what? Let's make ourselves some notes. CoreData, and then we're going to put our other stuff here. So this will be for the pop-up sheet. Right now, to do that, we need to keep track of some stuff. Because remember, SwiftUI views will get invalidated. They rebuild themselves. They're going to check their state. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some state here. And let me think of a good name. Private var. Oh, okay, showing add item view, right? Pretty descriptive. Let's start by setting it to false. So when the view loads like this, it's false, nothing's going to happen. What we need to do is when you hit the button, we're going to change that to true, which is going to make the view refresh. And when the view refreshes itself, it's going to see that that is now true, and it's going to show our pop-up sheet. That's the theory, right? So down here on our add item, what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to make sure I get this right. Yeah. I'm actually just going to take that out, and for our add item, first thing we want to do is, oh, hold on. Okay. The first thing we want to do is show, where'd it go? Showing add item view. So we want to toggle that. So we're going to say showing add item view toggle, right? So if it's false, it becomes true. If it's true, it becomes false. Very straightforward. Click the button, it's going to become true. Now, what does that mean? So on our view, I got to get my positioning right here. Oh, hold on, I got to check. Click over here. What is Streamlabs telling me? Hold on 1 second. What is it, Streamlabs? Okay, thank you. All right, on our button, where was our button? Okay, so we want to now show the view. So what we're going to do is, I got to remember to do this. Hold on. Memory serves sheet with, and I've forgotten the file name. Hang on. I need the is presented. There you go. Is presented true. Oh. Well, sorry, it's true, but wow, Streamlabs is just giving me hell tonight. Okay, we need to check, right? So if the is presented is toggled to true, which it will be when we hit the button, right? The add item here. Sorry, I should have. Actually, no. True, we want to show some content. What do we want to show? Well, we want to show our view, right? So we want to show our add item view. That, if I've not completely messed all of this up. Yeah. Okay, just do this for now. Thank you. Cannot convert. Okay. String to expand type binding string. Oh, yes, of course. Oh, yeah. Wait. Is that right? I guess we'll see. I think I'm throwing myself off there a little bit, but let's see. Okay, now, when we run this, what should happen is, first of all, we see our normal view. I hit the button. We should see our pop-up sheet with the add item view. And we should be able to, out of the box, you get the default behavior. You should be able to swipe down to dismiss it. Let's give this a go. Let's do this in the simulator. All right. Here's our normal one. Hit the plus button. Awesome, right? There's our very badly laid out sheet to add stuff with our save button, but I can swipe down to dismiss it. That is how easy it is to do a sheet in and have that add item sheet come up using SwiftUI. How awesome is that? Now all we've got to do is power all of this up to store that item. Simple, really, right? But again, SwiftUI has taken a lot of the pain out of it for us. Fantastic. Streamlabs. What the fuck stream? Yeah, really. Well, that's also why I'm exploring using OBS, because when I use OBS, I think I mentioned this before. Turns out I have a plan on Restream that I completely forgot about, and I thought, well, let's explore that with OBS and take a look at that as well. Nothing against Streamlabs, but there's a lot in Streamlabs I like the notifications for the follows and all that stuff. All right, so we got our pop-up sheet. Again, SwiftUI actually making our lives conveniently easy there. Just so you know, by the way, if I run this, it does work in here as well. I just wanted to show it to you in the check it. Well, actually, that has now stopped working, but normally it does work in there as well. There you go. All right. The button's not going to do anything, but we should get our keyboard come up there, but we don't. Okay. Actually, hang on. Let's take a look at that. Okay, continue. See, I get it there. It's just, okay. All right, it was just Xcode. Who knew? Okay. Great, making progress. Let's go down here now. So let's take a look at this, right? So we're going to add the item. Got to think. We don't want to do any of this here, because this is really now just about toggling this. So actually, we're probably going to refactor this and rename it. This really needs to take place, if I've got this right and I'm thinking about it correctly. This now needs to all be moved over to the add item view, if I've got this right. So let me think about that for a second. We should actually just be able to, if I got this, I should be able to take this. I'm assuming that's what I got to do. So let's add this in here. I've probably got to import CoreData. Gonna bet, right? Because I bet I had to up here. Yep. Import CoreData. And then if I take all of that stuff out of there, arguably this one line, you really could do it up here. Where is it? You really could do it up here, but right there. But well, on the plus button. But I like to keep things clean, so I'm going to leave it there for now. Okay, let's go down here. Gonna add, well, my bad, hang on. We should add this in. That should be fine. Private func store new item, which store save. Create, save. What do you think, chat room? Create, save, store, do stuff, push it. Store. We're gonna go with store. Oops, actually that's not what I meant. What's that say? I can't even, oh my gosh, my vision. Refi? Is it refi? Is that what it says? Is my favorite related verb for that? Refi? Refi? Surely it must be refi. Save button. We should be able to just call store new item. Let's try this. Let's try it. All right. Pronounced. Oh, reify. Oh, okay. Well, depends how you pronounce your E's, right? Reify. Okay. Oh, it's going to be one of those. I know it's going to be one of those. Depends on where you're from. Let's run this. Okay. Right now, what I'm hoping is I'm going to save the new item. Of course, it's not going to respect my fields at this point, right? That's not going to do anything. But I want to make sure this works correctly. So we got nothing. Bring it up. Dismiss it. Nothing. Bring it up. Save it. Now under here, because I've not dismissed it yet. Yeah, awesome. Okay, we got the new item. Look at that. Awesome. Wow, SwiftUI is actually being helpful. I mean, that pronunciation is from the OED, so I assume you're okay with it. Well, you are the king of naming things. So, I mean, how can I not be okay with your suggestion, right? Okay, you know what? I'm going to call it Reify. I'm going to pronounce it Reify, sorry, just because I want to be one of the cool kids. Never been one of the cool kids. Want to be one of the cool kids. Okay, so now that we've got this, we should, and we're gonna, we'll get to it. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that we will need to do, like checking content and everything else. But for now, I should be able to say new item.title equals my bindable. Where is it? Title, right? And it should store it. Agreed? Everybody agree? And company name should respect company name. Now, the problem's going to be if I leave them empty. Again, yes, we need to do... oh, sorry. Did I... we need to do validation at some point in the future. We ain't doing it right now. We just want to get an awesome, easy win here for right now. Let's run this. I'm always going to be okay with what you say, Coco Type. I would never question it. Well, I would, but not that you can hear me saying it. It's the OAD, not OED. Oxford American Dictionary. Yes, I assumed you meant the dictionary. Maybe that was foolish on my part. Not the English dictionary. Well, you know, that new modern adaptation of the language. Okay, so let's put something in here. Let's put in the new, and I'm purposefully not using my external keyboard for this, the new one. And we're going to put in apple and pears, which, question for the chat room, I can get my own back on Coco Type. Apples and pears is rhyming slang for what, Coco Type? Since I don't have a fancy script to put in the banned words, but I also have not been back to your stream to guess the last two. But Coco Type, apples and pears, no Googling. What does it stand? What's the rhyming slang for? That's your challenge. Don't look it up. It's actually very easy. I'm not hitting the button until he guesses. Anyone want to guess if he's Googling it? I'm actually thinking he knows this one. Oh, not a bad guess. No. Well, okay, now you're just getting worse because you're just looking for things that rhyme with airs. And unfortunately, you're close. Yeah, there you go. Stairs. You got it. I knew once you started down that path. It's like, okay, here we go. Apples and pears. Stairs. Well done. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth guess. Not bad. Yeah. 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 First try if you don't include the first 4, right? Yeah. There you go. Well done, Coco Type. Yeah. Total win for you right there, buddy. There you go. You know what? Should we give him 2 wins? Let's give him 2 wins. Right? You guessed it. There you go. Okay. The new one, apples and pears. Right? We're gonna save it. Let's dismiss it. Oh, right. Hang on. We do have an issue here. It did not save the data. So what's up with that? Why did it not save the data? What did I get wrong? Okay, now you have to show up again. Yeah, believe me, I don't want you to think for 1 minute, Coco Type, because I'm sure you know me well enough by now. Just because I haven't been to the streams, don't think that it's not been bothering me, because you know that it's been driving me nuts. Even though I've not been to the streams to guess them, you know full well that it bugs me. Every time I think Coco Type, I'm like, what the hell are those 2 words? So, yeah, I'm still working on it. But I need to get back to your streams so that I can guess them. And actually what I should have done is I'm foolish. I should have written down all the ones that I thought of in the meantime. But it has been driving me nuts. And I'm telling you that because I know the amount of immense satisfaction you'll get from that. Okay, the UK English version of the dictionary has the pronunciation as... I can't even read it. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like Latin to me. All right, why did this not... What did I get wrong here? It's not... I don't... Putting self in there is not going to do anything for me, right? I don't think that's the problem. I'm clutching at straws here, but let's try it. I think I spelled that correctly. Save. Okay, yeah, I didn't think that was it. Well, what's my problem here? I'm sure Coco Type knows the answer before I've even tried to figure it out. So, I'm putting them in here. Oh, actually, you know what? Hang on. For starters, nobody noticed. I got that wrong. But when I do this down here, I don't need to... That's not going to help me none at all, right? Yeah. Value of type binding string to type string. Yeah, okay, right. So what's wrong with that? Coco Type, what did I do wrong here? Anybody in the chat room? Well, there's only 2 people. The Cambridge Dictionary, Cambridge, has reify for UK and reify for USB, really. Yes. That makes sense, right? I guess that does make sense. Although I'm surprised that the American one's not reify, but I reify for the UK one, because that's what I pronounced it as, right? And then reify for the US one. Yeah, we can agree the US is wrong. I'm fine with that, because they usually are, right? Let's go with, let's sound like we're educated folks for once. And go with reify. No, reify. Sorry. Oh, dang. Talk about the wrong moment to get that wrong. Reify. Okay, why is this not picking up my title? Let's put a breakpoint here. Take a look. Yeah, I've always heard it as Ray before, so I'm with the UK on this one. Thank you, buddy. There you go. I knew you were an educated guy. All right. Save, pop over here. Wow, that just keeps going and going, doesn't it? That's not helpful. So, hang on. Oh, because it is empty there. Why? I've got my binding. Oh. I think I fundamentally screwed up here. Hold on. I'm trying to think of another example because something came to me earlier when I read it the first time. I was thinking of a Star Wars character. Yeah, can't think of it now. Okay, so look at these as bindings, right? These don't need to be. Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's Rey from Star Wars. Yes. Yeah. Completely changing the subject, but totally. I forgot. I was watching something on YouTube the other day, like you do. Rabbit hole, like you do. I totally forgot how awesome Babylon 5 is. Just thought I'd mention that. Because I think someone said that they were thinking about bringing it back, and they totally should. That was an awesome program. Also, was watching. I'm going to go there on this. Yesterday, I sat down to watch Tron Legacy again and totally realized that with the metaverse and everything else, this is exactly where we're heading. Anyway. Things to watch on YouTube, yeah. I thought I'd seen everything on YouTube at this point, thanks to COVID, but no, I found new things, yeah. Actually, I was watching the outtakes of Babylon 5 is what I was watching. I want to... Totally going to regret this because I don't think this is what I want to do, but... I couldn't get into Babylon 5, but I didn't try very hard. Well, it was very... I don't want to say slow, but it took a while to get the main story going, which I don't want to say anything to spoil it for anyone. Let's... I want to explore this here. Hang on. You may remember, true story. I think the reason I started watching Babylon 5 was because, if I remember rightly, they rendered the graphics with Lightwave, for anyone that remembers that application. And that's back when I used to use Lightwave to do some animations. Michael Straczynski announced plans for a reboot of the series in September 2020. Oh, in conjunction with Warner Brothers Television to air on the CW. I would totally watch it. I would. Although, is it pronounced Bruce Boxleitner? I think that's how you pronounce his name. He was way more interesting than the original captain, who was boring as hell. Anyway, that's my unofficial review. Wanted to throw that out there. Oh, whoops, typo. That's probably the only thing I would ever watch on the CW, now that I think about it. What was it? There was something else the other day. They were talking about rebooting. I can't remember now, but I was not surprised. I didn't watch the new MacGyver, but, trying to make it with young folks, there was no surprise to me that didn't work. Right. Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe, was it Stargate they're thinking about bringing back again? Yeah. From that other movie you were talking about. Yeah, actually, good point. Yes, he was in Tron Legacy and Tron. Yeah, good point. Slightly older. Actually, it's funny because you forget how awesome and how many people were in those movies. Because anyone remember? Well, of course, the original Tron, it is a classic, but how awesome it is to see Jeff Bridges in both of them, but also David Warner as the bad guy in the original one. Awesome. Okay, there you go. So now we got it. Right now it's working because I changed it from a binding to a state and everything's working. So we can now add in, I hit a button here by mistake. Sorry, I hit a button on my mouse. Caused all sorts of trouble. Hang on. Yeah, time does that, right? Uh, there was a lot of great people in Babylon 5. There was, was it Andreas Ketchler? I think it was how you pronounce his name. Then there was, Peter, I'm blanking on it. He was in, played Lando. He was in Hill Street Blues as well. Peter, God, I'm kicking myself. He was also in Barney Miller. Peter Jurassic. Thank you. That was it. Yep, that's the one. All right, let's save both of those. Yeah. Okay. Great. Awesome. There we go. Everything's working. Beautiful. Look at that. Ship it. Wait, what's the what for? He's got us on tender hooks now. What's the what for? I know you wasn't going to say. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Hang on. It did. How are you? I'm sorry. I didn't even notice that it. How did it ban you from sending my own name? Well, I mean, it's understandable, right? But that's bizarre. So wait, you're telling me you could never actually use my name in my own chat room? Is that what you're telling me? Because that's going to be a little awkward. And you know what? The other thing too is trying to switch over to OBS would also be to replace the chat monitor with the one that CoreData uses. Apparently works if quoted. No, it doesn't. It didn't break. Wait, hang on. Now we're confused. I mean, Jurassic should be a banned word because of all of those terrible sequel movies they made to Jurassic Park. Okay, I don't know what you did, buddy, but it's okay with it now. Wait, is it okay with it now, though, because I allowed it? Because, none of this makes any sense to us at this point, right? Send the whole complete same line again. Well, no, you did send it. It didn't ban suckers that time. I think it's messing with you, CoreData. You know how it loves to mess with you. See, I don't have to have a script to mess with you because it just does it. Maybe we finally killed it. I don't know. What it needs to have is some machine learning behind it, right? Like, yeah, if I allow something enough times, it should let it through, right? Although, totally banning any phrases like CoreData is awesome because that's just not right. That's just not right. Okay, so, yeah, we have pretty awesome looking here, right? Now, we've got our CRUD working. We have a very basic view for adding that needs to be completed. We need to complete the details view, and then we need to make everything look pretty. But the main thing I wanted to get across here today was how useful the template is in Xcode with CoreData for this and SwiftUI, because it just took care of the details for us. And for once, it's like, yay, thank you, CoreData. This actually has impressed me enough that I'll start to think about CoreData again as a storage mechanism. And like I say, I'm pretty sure the Empower Apps show, Leo Dion's podcast, they just did one on this. I got to check it out, but I think they did. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. How are we doing time-wise? Hour and a half? Yeah, we can do a little bit more here. All right, give me 1 second. I need to fix up my window over here. All right, something, you know what? I just thought, you know what we haven't added on here? Navigation title. Let's just put job applications, but I also want it what's it called? Navigation. No. Bar title display mode. I always want it to be inline. Thank you, like so. Let's just make sure that's what we get. Or not. Randomly type some useless crap. There you go. Interesting. So, never noticed that before. When there's no items on the list, it doesn't render out the title. I've never noticed that before. I've never noticed that. Apparently, he was in Tron? Let me think about that for a second. Maybe he played one of the programs? I guess. That's interesting. I did not know that. Wow, I'm going to have to go back and watch the original again now. Crom. Okay, Crom is a timid and pudgy compound interest program. What a terrible way to be described as an actor. Created by full branch managing savings and loan bank program Mr. Henderson, who was captured by the MCP and forced to play on the game grid. He's played by... Oh, okay. Gonna have to go back and look for that. Yeah, all right. Dang, did not know he was in that. That's awesome. He was great. If you remember it, he was great as the... I think he was a snitch in Hill Street Blues. And he was great in that. I think that was the... Well, I guess Tron was the first thing I saw him in, and I didn't realize it. But until now, I thought it was Hill Street Blues. Also, don't you think that a certain person that won't be named from a terribly dreadful program called Ancient Aliens totally stole his haircut from Peter Jurassic in Babylon 5? Because I do. All right, so we got the title on that. Now, here's the thing. So this title is empty when there's nothing on the list. Is that because I put it... Oh, you know what? It is because I put it in the wrong place. I don't want it on the loop. Maybe that's how I messed up. Maybe I want it here. Are you saying who shall not be named because you can't pronounce his... No, it's because I don't want to acknowledge that words that won't be used. I don't want to give him any more credit or recognition. I really hate that program and that guy. Talk about like just worst BS. Okay, there you go. Now that I've got it on the right place on the list view, as opposed to the for loop, that was my problem. Okay, there you go. Excellent. Yep, that looks good. Okay. That's why I'm not saying it. Because I don't want to give it the recognition for the stupid ass stuff that they say on that program. Hey, look, here's no evidence. Let's jump to a conclusion, right? Okay. I think, are we, other than completing the add view and details view and not making this look so terrible, we're doing pretty good here. Yeah, since you didn't force me to give an opinion, but I gave one anyway on that program. Okay. Title, company name. Let's add some more here. Hey, Eagle Nod, how you doing, buddy? Is it true that you're banned from your own Twitch chat? Well, we thought so, but now it works. So I don't know. However, Eagle Nod, it's worth saying, pointing out that it was Cocoa type. So you know they have a bit of a history there. It's okay. Biscuit and I are working on a competitor show. What? What's Biscuit? I don't understand the reference. Biscuit. But please make a, what do they call it? A spite show. Yeah. So Eagle Nord, it was actually having issues with Cocoa type, which, you know, there's nothing new, right? Yeah. Let's see, what other fields did we have in here? Let's go back to our here. Okay. So we need the URL, and then and you know what? We will refactor this to make them camel case because they really should be. And I want to keep Cocoa type happy because he'll never stop mentioning it if I don't fix it or change it. Okay. Let's add next the, oh, already lost it. There it is, URL. You'd called him Scone? Oh, wait, sorry, hang on, I'm way behind. Oh, okay. Okay, oh, I thought it was an upstanding viewer. Wow. Oh my gosh. Cocoa type, you're not upstanding. We all know this, right? Yeah. You mentioned it once. Well, you'd mentioned it once so far. But if I pull it up again and just leave it here for a couple of minutes, I'm sure you should mention it, because I don't know why I didn't do him camel case. I practically type everything in my life in camel case at this point. I think it's because I probably did it because the timestamp wasn't in camel case, if you remember back when we created it, which did strike me as odd, but URL string. Let's just take both of those. I don't know if I just put URLs, I reckon nearly everybody knows what that means these days, average users, don't you? And then down here, yes, I know. New item dot URL equals URL. And yes, fix it up down here for me as well. Thank you. And yes, you're going to tell me that I need to fix it in other places, I'm sure. Just take me to it. Thank you. Oh, catching up on chat here. So no one on here is a recruiter, right? No, not that I know of. Oh, well, I guess technically I do have people work for me, so I recruited them. I guess if you look at it that way, but no. God, I hope there's no recruiters on here. Timestamp is a single word, though. It's not. Well, that's true. Yeah. I thought you were married to a recruiter. Yeah, as far as I know, one who's married. Oh my gosh, this is wow. These two are going at it now. Just one's a law office. Oh, that's worse. Lawyers? Oh my god, attorney recruitment? That's like ah. Talk about unfairly judged people, but oh my gosh, really? Now I can't read the chat because I took my glasses off, so I gotta catch up here. I have a recruiter hardcore trying to sell me on taking a job as a plant manager in some sort of leather factory. I don't know. Sounds a bit kinky. Do not fear. I've never known or respected the laws. Oh, man. You know, the ones that get me is even after I said no, every few months, I'm sure you'll get it, developers, right? Well, until recently anyway. Hey, just coming back to see if you changed your mind about working at Facebook. No, I haven't changed my mind. I did read, are there plants in leather? Oh. Well, no. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to go there. No, I'm not going to do the joke. No, that's too much even for me. And that's saying something. All right, so we've got the URL. I now just want to sit and watch Coco type and Eagle Knot chat. I just want to do that. I don't want to code anymore. More of a leather face situation. Not the fun. Creepy much. Talking of which we weren't, but now that you mentioned Leatherface, reference the movie, of course, for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking. Can't believe they made another Halloween movie. Really? Really? The only thing that's dead there is surely just the interest in that franchise at this point. I don't know. And of course, just like all of them, they're like, well, no, this is the final one. I was like, yeah. Anyway, that's what struck me the other day when I saw the trailer for it. All right, so we've got those. We've got the contact details next. Email, name, and phone. Let's add those in quickly. Contact name. Contact email. And I'm sure these shouldn't all be string, but they are for now. Contact phone. How did he even make it back from space? No, do you remember? Well, that'll be the interesting question, because I do recall that he burned up, right? And it was just the mask that floated to conveniently the bottom of the same lake. But okay, we'll go with that. But I remember it was just the mask that was in the lake at the end of that one, I thought. So, Peter Reboot Watch. Babylon 5 for Babylon 5 for Stargate unclear. All right, Halloween against. Yes, that's exactly how I am with it. For Stargate, I'd be okay with it. Depends what they do. I didn't watch Stargate Atlantis. I watched like one episode and that was it. Lake, space. Are you all thinking of Jason? Shoot. You know what? You're right. That was Jason. Yeah. Was it? What was the one in space? Jason X? I can't remember. You're right. We got him mixed up. He was the one. It was just the mask. Came back. Oh my gosh. Now that I think about it. What was the last Halloween one that I saw? Well, technically the last Halloween one I saw was it the wrong zombie one that was actually very good, where there was the guy in um, the facility that had all the masks, right? And then of course Jason goes in. No, wait, was that Jason? No, no, right. And then no, that wasn't Jason. No, no, no. And he goes in with the mask and he recites all the details. I know the worst one of the lot was Freddy v Jason. That was terrible. Yeah. Michael Myers just a guy. He has to be like 80 by now. Well, the current theory is based on that new trailer is that it's not him. Just saying. That's what they say. Well, of course, the original one was. Well, no, that was Nightmare on Elm Street reboot could have potential. No, no, I see. I don't think we should reboot these things. We should leave them alone, and they should be as terrible as they were, and that's what made them awesome. Oh my gosh! Now it's blocking him for swearing. Oh, it's okay. There you go. It blocked ass. It's still kicking ass in those movies. Yeah, dang, she kicks ass in those movies. Yeah. Still, it's amazing that she survived the nuclear fallout from True Lies. That was such a stupid ending. Anyway, which was a shame because I actually did enjoy that movie till that point. I can't believe we're going down this rabbit hole, but we are. It's what we do. All right, URL. This is going to be the contact. Well, so actually, these will be in a group. So I'm just going to put. Well, I'll call it contact name, but eventually we're going to break these out into separate sections visually on the screen, so it'll be obvious what it is. Not that anyone was asking, but there you go. Contact name. Email and phone. All right. I feel like we've now descended into the into just what is this the weekly code and horror-thon. Uh, these days she's playing a piano with her feet in movies. I guess I don't get that reference. All right, that's those. Extra arguments. I'll give you extra arguments. Where did I mess up? What is Xcode going on about? And why is it not giving me the opportunity to fix those? What did I miss here? She plays a wait. I'll talk about horror films all y'all really all y'all want? Is that good English? She plays the piano with her feet in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Also staples receipts to her forehead and does ridiculous kung fu. But that's everyone in there. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Not seeing that film. What have I messed up here? Why is this unhappy? Oh, you know what? Because, hang on. No, that's not that. You should see that film. Everyone should see that. It's a great film. So it's called Everything Everywhere All at Once. Is that what it's called? And also, what am I missing here? Yep. Okay. All right. Well, I'll try. I need, I need, I need some more liquid. Not whiskey. I need more. I need a bottle of water. You know what? I will be right back, folks. All right, bottle of water this time. What I missed? Let's catch up on the chat. Da, 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 da. Sci-fi kung fu surreal comedy. Okay. I did not recognize this at the time because, like we mentioned earlier, time has happened, right? The guy who played Short Round in Indiana Jones and Data in the Goonies, yeah. What about him? It's the same guy? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Goonies, my God, that's an old film. Now that could be remade. Isn't there rumor that they're going to make another Indiana Jones because the last one wasn't bad enough, right? It is the same guy. Okay. EA? I don't even know what. Oh, okay. It is what you meant. All right, gotcha. How old was he in the Goonies? Jeez. All right, so what's wrong with my code here? What is it not liking? What did I do wrong here? Extra arguments in position number 11, 12, and 13 in call. What call? Well, let's start by. And why is it not giving me? Oh, do you ever have one of those evenings? All right, look. If I go backwards here. Something tells me this is just Xcode being a pain in the ass, but okay. Let's try again. URL, contact name. So far, so good. Contact email with a capital C. contact email. Okay, so wait, that's where it started to get unhappy for some reason. Oh, I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. It's that weird thing about having more than 9 items in a stack. Really? Is that still a thing, Apple? He wasn't in any US movies between Encino, is that how you pronounce that, man? In 1992 and Everything Everywhere All at Once. No one recognizes him. Well, yeah, could be. Okay, so that's the problem. So here's what we'll do. I think the way that I normally get around this is to put them into groups, if I remember rightly. And I'll still, I don't know, maybe it's fixed in a newer version of Swift, but I don't know why it doesn't. It's just weird. What is it about 9 that means that's the maximum you can have? Anybody know? 30 years. Wow, does a lot to an actor, especially a child actor. Yeah, does a lot to the viewers too. All right, contact name, contact. Oh, I've done it again. See? Email, and then phone. It's actually shocking when you realize how old some of these things are, right? Oh, it's a type system limitation. Okay, thank you for explaining. It's like when you go back, and I'm sure we've said this before, when you go back and you realize how old some of your favorite albums are. All right, and then that should... Funny that it's not giving me the option there, but okay. You know what? Wait, can I cheat? Totally cheating. There you go. Totally cheated. Thank you. Gonna have to fix that one too. Just make these empty for now. Just want to make it happy. Just be happy. Be happy. Okay, we got all of our fields. So let's... The title, the company, awesome at source. Awesome source. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, save it. Boink. Oh, I got to make that disappear. But that should have, when we get there, all that data in there. Awesome. Looks like crap, doesn't it? Yeah. Not for long, though. That's what we'll do next time. Oh, good. We forgot about the swizzle. I forgot. I went to a concert recently. Mistake outside. 102 degrees. Yeah. The band had put out 5 albums since I stopped keeping up. We're totally going to ask you what the band was. Don't think you're not going to get away with that. But yeah, I'm sorry, but we're totally going to ask you what the band was. Was it Boyzone? NSYNC. Tiso keeps releasing her albums, so I don't have to realize how old they are. They're only a few years old, right? You know, was it the one with all the old rock bands? My mom was at the STL one. Pop, punk, Midwest, emo legends, Motion City soundtrack. Okay, don't know that one. What was I listening to the other day? Well, so I've totally been going through the whole, you know, 80s and in particular, well, 80s and 90s top rock songs, right? Those playlists. And like, oh yeah, I remember this. I remember this. And so many that you don't remember until you hear it, and then you're like, oh crap, they did that song. All right. Okay, so we're getting there with this. Let's now. So let's start to think about the details view. And you know what's also funny? How many bands I used to listen to in England that never made it over here and totally should have. Over here being the US. Sorry, I should have said. Okay, so that's now when we save. We do need to dismiss this view. And to do that, I gotta think. How did I? Hang on one second. I did this previously. I think I did this before. I don't think I can do, because it won't know what that is. Yeah. Is it self-dismiss? I gotta think. Anyone remember for dismissing a sheet? Because over here, you know, it's done by this, but this is not in the same context because we're on the other sheet. And I don't want to do some hack. It was a British invasion. Oh, wait. Sorry, hang on. Gosh, yeah, Def Leppard. Those guys don't look like they used to. Everyone here is old. I was like, yeah. But I know all those bands. For me, went to an Elton John concert a week or so ago and said there were a ton of young people. Oh, yeah. There are some people that are timeless, and I think he's one of them, right? British invasion, we had to repel the invaders. But we gave you some of your best music. Went to an Elton John concert recently, and she's somewhat young. I'm sure she'll appreciate you saying that. Not to be confused with the Battle of Britain. Yeah, same thing, but one of them had planes. And a movie. Oh, man. Good clue, it wasn't the concert. All right, anyone, remember how to dismiss a sheet? I'm going to have to Google this and embarrass myself, I bet. A terrible, oh wow, someone's going to get in trouble. My sister, a terrible spinster, an aspiring old crone. Yeah, he's going to get in trouble for this, you know? Oh, man. Although, I've heard that sometimes she doesn't watch my stream. Oh, wow. Can't believe we're getting that far down the path here. All right, come on. I got to do this one thing. I want to get this sheet dismissed before I wrap this up today. How do I do this? Come on, I know Coco Type knows. All the best rock bands came from that other island. On the other side of the pond. Wait, nah, you're not talking about... if you're talking about island, I don't know. There were some really good ones, though, but not all of them. Mind you, we do have a few islands. There's one came from Wales, Tom Jones. Did you do anything more than U2 and the Cranberries? Well, U2 has become so of itself, right? But the Cranberries, yeah, they were classic. Not that I don't like U2. The U2 early stuff was great. But the Cranberries, they were timeless. Was it last year? I can't remember the name of the lead singer. Was it last year that she died? I think it was last year. That was sad. Isle of Man, yeah. Not... I'm sure there must be bands from the Isle of Man. I'm not going to Google it, but there must be. I've had one U2 album, and that was because Apple made me. I remember that whole shenanigans. Hey, let's give everybody the album, even if they don't want it. Yeah. Last year, in pandemic time, sure. Was it really 2018? Oh my gosh. Can't believe it was that long ago. The most memorable song for me, of course, is Linger. That's the one that always comes to mind. Yeah, Dolores, that was the name. Thank you. Yeah, she did. She died, right? Yeah. I don't remember the cause. All right, I'm going to have to Google this. How to dismiss the sheep. I got to switch some screens around. Be right back. All right, got my screen here. How did I present it? I presented it accordingly. I have a variable. No, I don't. Yes, I do. I got a state variable for false, and when it's true, it shows it. But that variable is in the content view. It's not accessible in add item view, right? But there must be like just dismiss self, surely. That's what I'm thinking. She went to London and that killed her. Well, you know what? London's like that. You just have to set the state, right? Yeah, or there's an environment value that you can call that as a dismiss function. Add environment, dismiss, private var, dismiss. Wait, do I... What? Where do I... Really? So, add environment, dismiss, private var. And I just set that to true? What is that? That would be awesome. Like so? Really? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Coco Type. Let's try that. Awesome, Coco Type. Thank you so much, buddy. Well, actually, you know what, though? Hang on. Did it dismiss it before it is? I should probably dismiss it after the save, not outside of it. It worked that time though. Hang on. I got a feeling that I got a timing issue here though. Nope, worked out. Okay, maybe it was a one-off. All right, awesome. Thank you, CoreData. Although, I probably shouldn't call it there, right? We probably want it to happen. Well, I was going to say after successfully saving, but then what if it doesn't successfully save it? Which in theory should be a thing that never happens. But I'm worried that if I dismiss it here, it may dismiss it before this is finished. And then I'm going to have invalid references at that point to the data, right? Maybe I won't, but I'm thinking I might. We'll have to see. I guess I'll have to try it out some and see if I can force it to see if it will error out is what I should have said. Okay. We're awesome. We have, I mean, essentially, who can forget about the cause? Trying to remember their well-known songs. Wait, I can't think of any of their songs, but I do remember them. I guess technically, wasn't the band in the film, right? So in the film, the band that they created in the Commitments, they're technically Irish, right? And didn't they, I mean, they released the soundtrack as an album, so I guess that makes it official. By the way, if you haven't seen it, there's a great film about Ireland, set in Ireland, I should say, by Kenneth Branagh called Dublin. If you haven't seen it, it's amazing. Should be on Apple, I think, and it's beautifully shot in black. There's some black and white in there that's just gorgeous. Yeah. All right. Okay. Anyway, that's where we're at here. We are a couple of hours into this. I think I'm gonna wrap it here. Take some time to chill before starting work again tomorrow. But we have everything we need here, except for the detail view and the ability to edit existing listings. Other than that, that's the MVP as far as features. Now we need to pretty it up and make it nice and sexy, right? Because looking for a job should be awesome and fun and look great. But that is it. Oh, Thin Lizzy. Yeah, good point. Yeah, Phil Lynott and folks. Yeah. Yeah, totally going to be singing that song to myself in the head now. Thank you. Yeah, it's got that lick going in my head already. Thank you for that. Were they all Irish? Phil Lynott was, of course. Gary Moore. Wait, I don't think Gary Moore was Irish, though. Was he? Guitarist? Can't remember. I have to check that. All right, folks. I think we are going to leave it there for now. We got a lot of work done on this week. Awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. As always, fantastic conversations in the chat room. Always a blast, especially when CoreData and Eaglenaut start going at each other. I just like to sit back and watch it. North Irish, some fake Irish. Ooh, Oh, look at him zinging that one in there. I'm not saying nothing. Not commenting on that. Not even going to get involved. As an English person, not going to say nothing. Not going there. Not poking that bear. Yeah. Have a great one, everybody. Hey, check out Coco Types streams. I'm sure he's going to be streaming this week. That totally puts the pressure on him. And if I'm not working, I will be dropping by to try and guess the 2 remaining items that have been out there for a long time. One of them is something about your desk or around your desk. And the other one is a plural one. And I still got to get both of them. See, told you it's been bugging me all this time. I even remember what they are. So there you go. Yeah, check out Coco Types streams. Have a wonderful, wonderful few days, everybody. And I will catch up with you next time. I'm going to bet I think we'll get new betas of all the new Apple platforms this week. So we'll look forward to that. And maybe I'll spin this up next time in the Xcode beta just for fun. That's it, folks. Have an awesome one. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you next time.